making purses.
This week I'm starting a watercolor from this subject, the Bierkade. The Bierkade close to my studio. It's less than 10 minutes on my bicycle. The reason why I choose this is because I was asked to join an exhibition from one of my favorite painters, Floris Arnsenius. He passed away exactly 100 years ago. And I asked what they will show from him at this exhibition, and I heard that they will show a painting from this spot. And yeah, it will be a very large painting. I thought it told me something about 2 meters long. I couldn't find watercolor paper from 2 meters yet, but I've a piece of 1.5 meters in my studio, and I will start on that size today. I like that wooden ship. I like that other ship over there. I like all those lines. It's a very complicated composition, of course, with all those details in and on the ship. But I still like it. It will be a lot of work, but it's a tough subject. And my approach is to show it in a romantic way. I mean, all those details look like a stockpiling of details, of lines, of directions. And actually that looks quite abstract in my opinion. Maybe because I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know that much about ships. I know more about architecture, of course. But the architecture will be more in a gray, simple way in the background, and then the ships will be the main subject. I will add some people too. Yeah, and of course the water hasn't changed in the centuries. It will stay the same. It's only a beautiful rhythm of moving water that is reflecting everything that we see above. In the final year of the academy, I used to paint boats and ships in a harbor on location outside, because the academy those days was located in a harbor. They were renovating the huge building of the art academy, and the painters and some other students, they needed to go to another, an old building in a harbor. And well, for me it was nice. I decided to go out, and I even made a roof so that I could work outside while it was raining. And yeah, I have good memories of those days, working outside in the changing seasons, and yeah, catching up with the students during the break and then going outside again. Not every teacher liked it, actually, what I was doing. They wanted me to paint abstract because I was a student during the 90s, and even the exams, the audition was the same story. So I showed my work, my paintings that I had made from landscapes and cityscapes and so on, portraits. And the teachers took a look and they said, well, you are talented, but this is not the kind of work that we will show in these modern times. So you need to show that you are able to work abstract as well. Well, and then I made some abstract paintings, and I could starting my art academy journey. I have no problems with abstract work actually, but it's not yet, or maybe not at all my kind of work. It's not my way of looking and seeing my surroundings. So everything I paint has been seen by me someday, like this wooden ship that I'm painting these days. It's a large size. Actually, I didn't feel like making a large painting these days, but I felt I must do it because the framer who is working together with me, he came upon the idea to let me paint paintings of the subjects that this painter Arnsenius has painted too. So maybe we can organize the exhibition in a way, or arrange the show in a way that you see a painting from him and you see a painting from me next to it. And that's the same location, but then painted these days. And I thought, well, it's a very nice idea to show paintings from the same locations, but then painted now. And when I heard that the painting of what we call the Bierkade, so that's the location where this ship is located, when I heard that this was a 2 meters long painting, I thought, well, I can't show a painting from half a meter next to it. You don't even see it. And 2 meters is maybe too large for me. I mean, it has to go out of the studio too, and I'm here on the top. So I thought, well, 1.5 meter, that's possible. I made some 1.5 meter watercolors earlier, and I measured the frame of a painting I made a year ago, and I took it out of the frame lately because I wanted to change a few things. So there is a frame. A frame for this size is, of course, very expensive. So my idea is to use this frame that I used before for another painting. The size is exactly the same, so I could use it. But the experience of painting large is always totally different. I explained it earlier in a way that you don't work only from your hand or your elbow, but you're working from your shoulder, maybe with your entire body actually. And that's of course very exciting. It's tough, it's hard too, because I've glued this paper on a thick wooden board. That's not very practical actually, but I don't have nothing else now. So I have to take care that I won't get problems with my back. Well, I start with large parts from light to dark and in warm grays and cold grays, so that there is no white paper left anymore. Only there where I need a white paper to show a very hard, bright white reflection. But when I have made all these parts, when I've painted all these parts, then it's easier for me to get on with it. Sometimes you see pictures on the web from watercolor painters who are beginning somewhere and they paint very detailed, and then while they are painting you see that there is still a large piece left on the paper, and that's still paper. And that's another way of working than I prefer. I prefer to work in layers and see it in parts, the composition, and I start with the biggest parts in the beginning so that I have covered the whole paper and that I know where I'm painting in the composition. And of course the details are always waiting. This is for the last part. And then in the beginning I always need the picture. I shot many pictures over there. And when I'm halfway through, I don't need the picture that much anymore. Then I know what I want to show, and then I step into the painting, and the painting begins to live. That's how it feels. And then you see what it needs, and you only add what it needs. You don't add what you see in the picture. So that's why I don't need, and I don't want to see the picture that much anymore. But you see in the painting what it needs, because you walk through it like the viewer in the future when it's in a frame in this exhibition. So you only work, or I only work towards that what's essential and that what's catching my attention. And the things that are catching my attention too, while they are not that interesting, I wash them away. And I will see later if I have to do anything with it. Sometimes it needs more definition, but in another way than I had painted it in the beginning. And sometimes it doesn't need any definition, and I can leave it like an unfinished part in the painting. And this is a way of working which goes so well with that watercolor technique. I mean, washing a part away means really washing with water. And that dries quickly, and then you can put it on your easel, for example, to see it from a distance, and then you can see what you have to do. With oil paint, and I work with oil paint as well, this is impossible. When you have to wash something away, then you mess it up with white spirit, and it changes a lot. And now sometimes then you have to cover it with a layer of oil paint, and you have to let it dry, and that takes sometimes 2 days or even more. But this painting, this watercolor painting, could be done in 1 week, although it's a very large painting. But when I work every day on it, I can finish it in 1 week because it dries quickly. Yeah, I thought I'd said this already when I was shooting that video over there on the Kate. Actually, I don't know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at when I paint cars and architecture and people. But painting ships for me is very exciting because these are a good subject for paintings. Certainly those classic ships. But I don't know much about it. But I hope it doesn't matter. I mean, I really see it in an abstract way. And I mean abstract in a way that I see what is interesting for the composition. That ships that floats into the composition. It almost is going too far outside of the frame. It's really a heavy, large wooden object. Nothing is straight, only those masts with the cables. And the cables aren't straight either, but those masts are straight. And all the other lines are crooked, are, well, out of tune. And yeah, it's nice to discover this and to build with all these lines a reflecting landscape. Well, it's time to quit, to stop. I want to see the children before they go to bed today. I've worked on this painting 3 days, so it goes really fast. I think I need only to paint the pigeon, the birds next week. And then I put it away for a while because I am quite happy with it, but I'm not sure yet because I've seen only this painting during these 3 days. And normally when I paint smaller, it's easier to take distance and to see what I'm doing. But now it's even so heavy to take this board and put it on an easel. So I don't see it from a distance yet that much. And I took some pictures with my cell phone and I will take a look at them later this week. Before that moment, I will make sure I don't see it in the studio here anymore. So I will use that fresh look to see the painting again. Because there isn't that much time left, I need to put it in the frame at the beginning of November. So, well, that's only, then we have 2 weeks left. I don't know if I will make more new paintings for that exhibition, but that's no problem. There are many paintings of mine from The Hague. And, well, maybe I can do one small painting of a subject that this Arnsenius painted as well. He was a fabulous painter. He was from this school, from this group, what they call the Haagse School, the Hague School. A group of painters from here who went outside to paint. They were one of the first. They were just before the French Impressionists started to do this. And they went to the Art Academy here in The Hague as well. And maybe that's where they got to know each other. Some of them didn't finish this academy, but because they had already their own ideas about art. And yeah, there are many names of them like Maris, Breitner, Israels, and Wijsenbroek. Some of you who are in Holland or who have been in Holland for their holidays, maybe you've seen paintings of them in the Rijksmuseum, for example. There is a hall filled with this beautiful, more rough work. It's not like the paintings that like Rembrandt made and the other painters from his period, but it's more rough and the contrasts are maybe higher. And you see that they got more used to work outside and to work faster, like the Impressionists in France and Russia did later. But this painter, Arnsenius, he was a watercolor painter too, and I really admire his way of touching reality with a very precise way of using tones. So, for example, when you see other painters from that period, you see that they painted the sky in 4 tones, so dark, and then brighter dark, and then a middle tone, and then 2 brights. And it looks like this painter, Arnsenius, used maybe 20 or 25 stops, 5, how do you say it in English? He used more tones actually, and that makes his paintings really realistic in tone. And this in combination with his suggestive, with his sketchy brushstrokes is exciting. And the streets he showed are actually still the same. The only things that have been added are signboards, traffic lights, and scooters and cars. But all the other details are still here: the windows, the streets, the people in the streets. Well, of course, the clothing has changed as well. But when I came to this town for the art academy, and I went for a walk into the town or for shoppings, I immediately saw these paintings that I had seen at home in a book from this painter. And of course, that's a really nice experience when you start your academy study time here. Well, thank you for watching. And the special members, they can check out the new video where you see more of the painting process from this large painting. And of course, I invite you again, if you are not a special member yet, then please become one. The link to do this is left in the description under this video. It costs a few dollars every month, and then you can find many videos with more special content than only these regular videos. Well, enjoy the weekend, and I see you in 2 weeks. Bye.